So today I want to talk to you about the day I accepted death. There isn't some huge moral argument or point to be made, but this is the closest I came to death at this point in my life, and all of it revolves around this car, my 1987 Ford Tempo GL. And I love this car to death. It was my first car, and I still wish I had it. It had 98,000 original miles on it. It was some old lady died and the family wanted to get rid of the car. My sister ended up buying it from the family for $500. I got suckered somehow into buying it for $600 from her. But I drove it from then on, and I put a couple thousand miles on it. And the cool thing was it was built in the same platform as the 80s Mustang, so I threw a Mustang emblem on it, and people kind of assumed it was a Mustang. That didn't last too long. People finally read the back of the car. But this car was great. It was just a little four-cylinder. Everything was original. I mean, I had to replace the whole exhaust system because that fell off 3 times. But the big problem is when it almost killed me. See, there was this one day I was coming home from some event, and this is back when I lived in Omaha, Nebraska, and I lived off 108th and Fort Street. And what happened was I was getting off the interstate, and when I got off and I came down the road to a stoplight, the car started not making a weird sound, but you could feel it. It was vibrating at a really weird rate. I stopped at the light, then I kept going, and I went down to go turn in my neighborhood, and it started smelling as if someone threw an action figure into a furnace or a fire. And that kind of concerned me, but I thought it's an old car, it's not that big of a deal, it's just a smell. But as I went up my street and almost went into my street, smoke started billowing out of the vents and filling the cabin. I couldn't even find the door to roll it down to get the window out. And at this point, this is when smoke, fire, like lava, like little pits started coming out of the vents. I went up the street. Up here at the top right is my old house. I threw the e-brake right in front of the house, and I turned the key off, but the fire just kept going and the entire car was engulfed. This was some footage that my neighbor caught when I ran to their house when I finally got out of the car. I wasn't able to actually get out of it at first. I was stuck inside of the vehicle while it was burning, and the car was old enough that you had to pull up on the latch and pull the door handle and kind of use your elbow to wedge the door open to get out. So I was forgetting to do all that. I'm trying to open the door because I'm panicking and I'm just stuck, and all the upholstery in the inside is just plastic, you know. So it's just burning like paper on a fire. It's just igniting, and I didn't know what to do. I was so scared. And you know, up to this point, the only other person I knew that died in a car fire was Paul Walker, who had died just a couple months or something before this. And I thought, my God, I'm gonna die too. And I actually sat down and just let everything burn. I was scared. I didn't know what to do, and then I remembered, wait, just pull open the lock and you can get out, moron. So I did that. I got out, ran to my neighbor's house, and I called 911, and the emergency people showed up and they put it out. But they couldn't save my car, and it just really sucked because I loved this car, even though it was kind of a hunk of junk. And this is what it looked like in the end. It had totally just melted the car. Somehow the wheels were fine. They still look great right there, brand new, nothing wrong. But the car itself was just melted and eaten, and things were buckled and falling apart. I was so just broken seeing my car and this happening to it. But you know, this was my first car, and this was my first event with a car, and I haven't had much luck since this time with cars. But this was the first time I ever really grasped death or whatnot. This isn't a long video today. I just want to put this out here just to show you what it was like with my first car. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll make another story video some other time.